Hello everyone, I hope you can see me all right. Um, I am currently in the park in the Longsighttt area here in the south of Manchester. And I would like to take you guys and gals, on a walk with me. So I'm going to stroll around the neighborhood of Longsighttt, and of course I will film along the way, and maybe give give a few anecdotes and tell a few tales of things that happened to me while I was living here in Longsighttt. Um, I am moving away from Manchester this coming Friday. The time I'm shooting this video, it is Tuesday, the 23rd of June, 2026, and this coming Friday, I'm setting off, and I'm moving back to France for the summer. And when I do come back to Manchester, I probably won't be living in Longsighttt because it's too far away from my workplace. And you know what? I'm going to miss this area. Longsighttt is a really nice place, and that's why I wanted to shoot a video about it. And yeah, film it. I have a tripod, is my basic equipment at this stage of my YouTube channel adventure. Only a tripod and my clip-on microphone. But the tripod doesn't have one of these stabilizing device thingies. I don't know how you call them, but I don't have that. So I will be carrying my phone, which is what I'm recording this video on. I will be carrying it with the tripod while I walk around the area, the neighborhood. But it might be a little, how do you say in English, jungly, a little bit, what do you say when things move a little bit? You know what I'm trying to say. There's a jerky movement of the camera. There might be some of that, but we're working with what we have for now, and hopefully in the future I can get myself one of these stabilizing device if I'm planning on shooting more videos where I walk around. Um, but the idea for my YouTube channel, just a quick parenthesis before we move on with the video, but the idea is for me to shoot videos with one single shot, um, and try to speak in a continuous way with the minimum hesitation in my voice, but have one shot. That's why all I needed for now was the traditional tripod, just to set up the camera for one given angle and not plan to move the camera around at all. Of course, now is a bit of an exception because I want to walk around Longsighttt. Uh, but if in the future I like this type of videos, then of course, no worries, I will get myself some better equipment to make it look a little bit more professional. All right, fuck yeah. So we're gonna go on this little trip around Longsighttt, around the town. I'm currently in the Birchfields Park. I like this park. It's nice. It's not my favorite in the area. It's probably third on the list of my favorite Longsighttt parks. I would say I would say the Platfields Park comes first. It's not far away from Birchfields actually. It's just going this way. If I walk this way, it leads me directly to Platfields Park. They're pretty much connected. Um, Actually, in between Platfields Park and Birchfields Park is where you can find the Curry Mile. Just one long street. I'm not sure if it's actually a mile long. Could be, but it's called the Curry Mile. Uh, it's the nickname. It's an informal name for that street. It's named the Curry Mile because it's full of restaurants and takeaway shops that come from the Middle East or India, Pakistan, etc. Um, so it's a very nice place. When you walk up and down the street, it smells so delicious of the good curry food and Turkish food as well. There are a lot of Turkish restaurants, um, and you can hear so many different languages as you walk down the street, and it's colorful. Um, because there are like these few shops that sell typical clothing from the Middle East. So it's sometimes very bright and colorful. It's a lovely place. I try to go there uh, at least once a week, to get just the vibe. And it's like you're moving to another place. It doesn't even feel like you're in Manchester anymore. It's an interesting place. If for anyone out there who's watching this video and is planning on visiting Manchester, I would absolutely recommend checking the Curry Mile out. You can tell from the way I speak about these things that I used to be a tour guide. It's quite funny. I catch myself being a very, well, if you want to visit the city, here are my top 10 recommendations, Yeah, anyway, it's silly. And the Discovery Mile is in between Birchfields Park and Plattfields Park. I'm not going to Plattfields Park because I'm planning on heading back home, which is the opposite way. But that's okay. That's what I was planning to do, um, as there is a really lovely area in between this park where I'm at now and my house. Um, Very peculiar, very unique. At least with my French eyes, through my French eyes, visiting the UK, I just like the ambience, the atmosphere of that area that I'm about to take you to. Plattfields Park. Maybe I'll have the opportunity to shoot a video there at some point before I leave. Um, and yeah, earlier I was saying that Birchfield Park is my third favorite park of the area. The first one is Plattfields, and in second position comes Whitworth Park. Absolutely lovely park, delightful there. Um, Lots of trees all around, and a little botanical area with unusual plants. And of course, there's the Whitworth Gallery. It's a beautiful building, and it's an art gallery essentially. So it's free. You can go in and explore the gallery, check out some cool art. Every time I've been, it was always modern art, contemporary stuff. That's a hard word for me to pronounce. I'll try anyway. So that's this kind of museum, this kind of art gallery. And sometimes there are temporary exhibitions as well, local artists who can come and advertise their work. So it's a really lovely place for that alone. And then on top of it, you have a stunning park right next to it that you can walk around and enjoy a little patch of nature in the middle of the city. Um, the reason why it's not first, that park, because the trees are lovely, but they're too wide apart. And I've tried many a times, but I can't find two trees where to set up my hammock when I go to Whitworth Park, which is not the case for Plattfields. In Plattfields, there are plenty of trees that are perfectly hammock friendly. Birchfields Park as well, actually, but I still prefer Whitworth over Birchfields. Anyway, it's not a contest, but and I love hammocks, which is going to be the topic of another video. It's almost a cult to me, my hammock. I love hammocks so much. Um, Whenever I get the chance, I want to set it up, and I think it's a whole state of mind. And I know I'm sounding hell of a hippie right now, like that one unemployed friend on a Monday. I'm not unemployed, but and I love hammocks, bro. Um, so yeah, that's the plan. And now we're gonna go explore the Longsighttt area. Hopefully, the camera movements are not too, shaky. Okay, so there you have it. Sounding like this guy who's making crazy cocktails on YouTube and TikTok and that. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. He's this crazy bald American guy, I think, and he makes the strongest, most alcoholically insane cocktails you can think of. And then once he's finished with them, he goes, "And there you have it!" Like that. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty demented, but pretty cool. So that's the park. Pretty basic. This part of the park with a little skate park here. Um, I remember having to run to this skate park once because it was pouring rain, like proper rain, when cats and dogs, and it was in the winter time, so I couldn't seek shelter under any of the trees, so I had to hide underneath that what they call again, the holly or the tube, the tube shaped, the half pipe shaped thing. I don't know. I'm not a skater. Uh, don't roast me on my poor knowledge of technical words. All right, it's a lovely park. I'm enjoying this, and I also feel like I'm shooting a promotional video for the city of Manchester to promote Longsighttt, which is not what I'm doing, by the way. But I feel like I'm doing that. It's quite funny. Um, And that's the park. That's the nearest to my home, my current home. Hence why I come here quite often. I hope the sound is still picking up through the microphone. Let me check. Yep, light is green. You know, there are a few reasons why I moved to Manchester. I will cover some of these reasons in future videos. Um, and I'm very glad I did. I think it's a lovely city. Lots of culture, lots of people, lots of diversity. Everyone's different. Everyone's rocking their own style if you walk through the city center. And that's something I love about this place. I feel like I can be myself, and there's no judgment, which I'm sure, you know what, I'm sure that in most places, most people aren't judgmental. But it can happen everywhere, really. But here in Manchester, I almost never notice it. You know, people seem to be just friendly at all times, no matter the setting. I like this part of Birchfields because I would come here and have picnics with friends. I'm recording all that to document. It's also a way for me to document the things I used to do while living here in Longsighttt, especially since I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll ever come back. You know, probably come back every so often for nostalgia's sake and check it out. You know, see how it's moved. All right, now we're moving to another part of the park, which is very interesting. Very interesting, but it's amusing, let's say. You'll understand why in just a sec. Check it out. These things are trampolines. Let's see. Okay. Whew, that's enough. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my camera, you know. I'm not gonna do that. Lovely park of Longsighttt. And now I'm gonna go through there. Okay, I'm not gonna go through there. It looks like there's no path. This video is fascinating, isn't it? The most groundbreaking stuff that's ever been uploaded online since the birth of the internet. Hey, you know what? I'll give you guys a quick anecdote, fun fact. I'm not even sure if it's true or not, but like most fun facts that I hear about, I just assume they are true. So the internet was first invented and launched to the public in 1993 or 1994, I think. And the same year, someone created that little plastic ball that comes in cans of Guinness, and that keeps the Guinness foamy after you crack a can of it and pour it into a glass. Yeah. So it was invented the same year, and there's like some sort of informal convention takes place on a yearly basis where they all sort of important people, I suppose, come together and decide what was the best invention of the year. Uh, and that year, it's that plastic ball in the can of Guinness that won the prize over the internet. So people judged that it was more groundbreaking advancement for humanity to have this plastic ball in a can of Guinness. Anywho, I really like this part of the park. This is actually my favorite tree in Birchfields Park and probably in the whole of the city of Manchester. I'm a bit weird like that sometimes. I pick a tree that becomes my favorite tree. It doesn't look like there's anything special about this tree, but I really like it. It's a little crooked, but I don't know, it's relatable. It's a nice tree. And the story is that a few months ago, I was walking through this park in springtime, and it starts to rain heavily. Again, another rain-related story taking place in this park. But this time I was lucky because the trees were covered in flowers, yeah. And I was walking in this area, and this tree looked like a very thick bush of white flowers, and it smelled delicious as well. So I just found cover underneath it, and it became like the most spring-like umbrella you can think of, you know. And I was underneath that torrential rain, and it smelled delicious of flowers, um, and I was fully protected from the rain. And it was just a nice moment, you know. These kinds of moment where it, it's like time stops for a quick second. Like, oh, that's really nice. I hope I remember that for a long time. Yeah. So yeah, I'm slowly coming out of Birchfields Park. So I'll interrupt the video, I think, because I'm not sure this is going anywhere very interesting. I'm gonna shoot another video once I get inside the neighborhood of Longsighttt, and then I'll see what I do if I can edit all this into something a bit more watchable. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, anyone, and love and music. See you later.